1. Which instructional strategy best aligns with adult learning principles when teaching NCCER core safety standards? A. Reading directly from manuals with no interaction. B. Using real-world construction case studies to demonstrate concepts. C. Requiring rote memorization of regulations. D. Limiting trainees' input during discussions. 2. When designing an NCCER core curriculum, which step ensures compliance with accreditation requirements? A. Mapping objectives to NCCER's standardized modules and performance profiles. Allowing each instructor to write independent lesson goals. C. Skipping module verification for efficiency. D. Prioritizing personal teaching style over standards. 3. In adult education, which feedback technique best promotes self-directed improvement among NCCER trainees? A. Immediate corrective feedback tied to observed performance. B. Delayed feedback given after course completion. C. Group feedback with no individual assessment. D. Written feedback only. 4. A construction trainer introduces scaffolding procedures through simulation exercises. This approach primarily supports which principle? A. Abstract conceptualization. B. Experiential learning. C. Passive learning. D. Authoritative instruction. 5. The NCCER emphasizes performance-based assessments to A. Evaluate theoretical understanding only. B. Ensure trainees demonstrate hands-on competency in real-world tasks. C. Simplify grading procedures. D. Focus solely on written tests. 6. Which evaluation method best measures a trainee's ability to apply electrical safety principles in the field? A. True-false exam. B. Oral questioning. C. Performance demonstration and observation checklist. D. Peer discussion. 7. A mentor helps an apprentice troubleshoot an issue with a power tool by asking guiding questions instead of providing the answer. This demonstrates A. Autocratic supervision. B. Facilitated learning. C. Memorization-based training. D. Directive instruction. 8. What is the most important reason to maintain NCCER record-keeping compliance? A. For marketing purposes. To ensure verifiable credential tracking and audit readiness. C. To replace instructor evaluations. D. To speed up training sessions. 9. Which instructional design component most ensures that NCCER trainees achieve measurable results? A. Vague learning goals. B. Clear, outcome-based performance objectives. C. Instructor preference-based topics. D. Content repetition without purpose. 10. In adult learning, the principle of immediacy of application refers to A. Delaying learning until final assessment. B. Applying knowledge directly to job-related tasks. C. Testing without feedback. D. Memorizing definitions before use. 11. What is the key advantage of using formative assessment during NCCER core instruction? A. To provide ongoing feedback that improves trainee performance. B. To assign final certification scores. C. To reduce instructional planning. D. To replace summative evaluation. 12. When providing safety instruction, an effective NCCER instructor should A. Emphasize compliance without explanation. B. Relate safety rules to real-life job site incidents. C. Focus only on written regulation. D. Minimize trainee interaction. 13. Which of the following communication practices enhances understanding during tool handling demonstrations? A. Using technical jargon exclusively. Demonstrating step by step while explaining clearly. C. Skipping explanations to save time. D. Having trainees observe silently. 14. A trainee struggles with blueprint reading. The best mentoring approach is to A. Assign additional theory reading. B. Pair the trainee with a more experienced peer for guided practice. C. Repeat the same lecture. D. Reduce performance expectations. 15. What is the primary goal of NCCER's standardized curriculum structure? A. To ensure national consistency and quality in craft training. B. To reduce instructional variety. C. To limit instructor creativity. D. To simplify administrative paperwork. 16. Which strategy best supports adult learners' intrinsic motivation in construction training? A. Allowing them to relate lessons to their on-site experiences. B. Enforcing silent observation only. C. Restricting questions. D. Avoiding discussion of practical relevance. 17. When conducting a skill evaluation, the assessor should A. Follow NCR's performance checklist to ensure reliability. B. Modify grading based on personal preference. C. Focus on theory questions. D. Skip documentation. 18. A construction educator uses visuals, demonstrations, and discussions to reach various learning styles. This represents A. Differentiated instruction. B. Directive teaching. C. Uniform delivery. D. Text-based learning. 19. Why is mentoring important in NCCER-based apprenticeship programs? A. It accelerates credential processing. B. It supports professional growth through guided skill development. C. It replaces classroom instruction. D. It limits independence. 20. When a trainee repeatedly violates safety protocols, the mentor's first step should be to A. Review the trainee's understanding and clarify the reasoning behind the rule. B. Issue immediate termination. C. Ignore minor violations. D. Increase workload as punishment. 21. The primary purpose of NCCER's Instructor Certification Training Program, ICTP, is to A. Train instructors to deliver standardized, competency-based education. B. Provide administrative management skills. C. Replace practical field experience. D. Focus solely on safety content. 22. Which of the following best describes a summative assessment in NCCER training? A. Continuous feedback after each module. B. Final evaluation that measures mastery of all competencies. C. Informal skill observation. D. Peer group review. 23. When revising NCCER course content, what data should instructors analyze first? A. Trainee performance metrics and assessment results. B. Instructor attendance logs. C. Administrative meeting minutes. D. Promotional materials. 24. Which communication approach best supports a diverse, multicultural training environment? A. Using inclusive language and verifying understanding through feedback. Relying on idiomatic phrases. C. Speaking quickly to maintain pace. D. Avoiding discussions about differences. 25. Which type of evaluation ensures a trainee is ready for NCCER certification testing? A. Diagnostic evaluation before training. B. Summative performance assessment after training. C. Informal observation without documentation. D. Peer discussion. 26. How should instructors handle adult learners' prior experience in training sessions? A. Acknowledge and incorporate their background knowledge into instruction. B. Ignore previous experience to maintain control. C. Avoid open discussions. D. Restrict hands-on activities. 27. Which teaching method best supports problem-solving skills among construction trainees? A. Scenario-based challenges requiring real-world application. B. Reading-only assignments. C. Instructor-led lectures exclusively. D. Silent observation. 28. What is a critical instructor responsibility under NCCER's regulatory compliance guidelines? A. Ensuring accurate recording and submission of trainee performance data. Prioritizing informal evaluations. C. Delegating certification paperwork to trainees. D. Skipping audit documentation. 29. Which mentoring technique promotes self-confidence in a new apprentice? A. Providing constructive feedback with positive reinforcement. B. Criticizing performance publicly. Ignoring progress. D. Allowing unsupervised practice. 30. In the context of NCCER core training, a competency is best defined as A. The combination of knowledge and skill demonstrated to a required standard. B. Theoretical understanding without practice. C. Instructor's grading preference. D. Written memorization of definitions. 31. What is the best reason to integrate technology, e.g., digital blueprints, into construction education? A. To align training with current industry practices and efficiency standards. B. To replace traditional instruction entirely. C. To reduce instructor workload only. D. To create unnecessary complexity. 32. What is the primary role of a mentor in fostering safety culture? A. Modeling correct behavior and reinforcing safe practices consistently. B. Delegating safety training to others. C. Focusing on production speed. D. Allowing shortcuts to save time. 33. How does adult learning theory explain the importance of respect in instructor-trainee relationships? A. Respect fosters collaboration, engagement, and trust in learning environments. B. Respect reduces the need for structure. C. Respect limits instructor authority. D. Respect is unrelated to performance outcomes. 34. When implementing NCCER core training in a blended format, online and in person, which instructional design principle ensures consistent learning outcomes? A. Providing identical learning objectives and assessments across both formats. B. Reducing content for online learners. C. Allowing different standards for digital and classroom delivery. D. Limiting interaction in virtual sessions. 35. Which mentoring strategy best supports long-term retention of safety procedures in construction training? A. Requiring periodic demonstrations and feedback on safety practices. B. Reviewing safety content once at course start. C. Delegating safety training to peers. D. Using only written tests without observation.